2020, assessment year 2021. Similarly, for claiming the deduction under 10AA, where the commencement of operations or manufacturing was to be started till 31st of March 2020, that date has been extended to 30th June 2020, where the approvals have been received up to 31st of March 20. Now, now for the departmental officers, the date of passing of order or issuing of notice by the authorities under making various approvals, that also has been extended from 31st of March to 30th June. यहाँ पर सर 148 की नोटिसेस जो असेसमेंट ईयर 13-14 की 31 मार्च 2020 तक हमारे पास आनी थी, now those such notices can be issued by the department till 30th June 2020. Similarly, approvals under 151 which were to come till 31st, which were to be taken by 31st of March, that also can be taken by 30th June 2020. Now, regarding payments, payments के लिए उन्होंने deferment नहीं किया है. What they have said that a payment which is falling due for payment between 20th March 2020 to 29th June 2020, if that payment is made by 30th June 2020, then the rate of interest will be only 0.75% per month or 9% per annum, as against the 12% or 18% which is being charged under the various provisions. So sir, हमको दो condition fulfill करनी पड़ेंगी to take the benefit of this lower rate of interest of 9%. First is the due date of payment must fall between 20th March 2020 and 29th June 2020. And the payment must have been made by within 30th June 2020. Only on fulfillment of these two conditions that I will be getting the benefit of this reduced rate of interest for this period only. अगर वो ड्यू डेट उसकी पहले फॉल हो गई है और पेमेंट अभी हुआ है तो हमारे को इसका बेनिफिट नहीं मिलेगा. अगर if the due date falls within this intervening period but payment has been made beyond 30th June 2020 तो बेनिफिट नहीं मिलेगा. हमको दोनों को फुलफिल करना पड़ेगा. Then comes this PM CARES Fund. Now PM CARES Fund has been made at par with Prime Minister's National Relief Fund and is eligible for 100% deduction. And the condition of the donation being limited to 10% of the gross total income, that is also not applicable. और जो आपने PM CARES Fund में 30 जून 2020 तक जो डोनेशन दिया है, that you can claim as a deduction under ATG for the financial year 1920 relevant to assessment year 2021. So that eligibility has been claimed. And that aspect we have already discussed कि जहाँ पर कंसेशनल रेट हम लोग फाइनेंशियल ईयर 2021 का क्लेम कर रहे हैं अंडर द न्यू रिजीम वेयर देयर इज ए रिस्ट्रिक्शन ऑफ क्लेमिंग अंडर ATG, वहाँ अगर हमने फाइनेंशियल ईयर 19-20 के लिए कोई वो दिया है तो उसको that will not come into our way. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes sir, audible sir.
Yeah. Now coming to CSR expenses, it has been clarified that contribution to PM CARES Fund will constitute a eligible CSR spend. Now there might be a situation where my huge amount of contributions have been made by corporates, and there might be a situation where this exceeds my CSR requirement. जो 2% का जो 135 of the Companies Act के हिसाब से जो requirement है, उससे भी ज़्यादा contribution हो जाता है. Then it has been clarified this excess spends on account of excess CSR contribution will be eligible for CSR spends of the subsequent year also. So these were some of the observations, amendments and relaxations which have been notified. Another recent notification, दो clarification और आया है. एक 13 अप्रैल को आया है that TDS under 192 for which deduction is made by employer during the financial year 2021. If an employee gives a declaration to the employer that I intend to exercise option under 115 BAC, then the employer will deduct tax as per the provisions of 115 BAC as per the new regime and not the old regime. But in case of employees who have not given such declarations, they will continue to tax under the old regime. Now, 2 days back, there is another circular issued by CBDT regarding non-applicability of clause 30C relating to GAR and clause 44 relating to GST in TDS tax audit reports. Now, their applicability have been deferred till 31st March 21. That is for the audit to be done for financial year 19-20. These provisions are not to be applicable. I think these are the important amendments, or these are the important relaxations which have been provided as per the COVID notifications. Now, if you have any questions on these aspects, you are most welcome. Yes.
Any questions on any recent circulars can please unmute themselves and ask. They can also ask in chat box.
Sir, you said that 100% we can claim 100% deduction for CSR for a Prime Minister donation, the Prime Minister Care Fund, whatever we are contributing, irrespective of, and that is also eligible for CSR.
Right.
So the contribution to Chief Minister Relief Fund, whether that is also eligible for CSR?
No, they have clarified that contribution to CSR is not clarified and not eligible for CSR, but contribution to PM Cares Fund or Prime Minister National Relief Fund is eligible.
So now my point here is that if a company has exhausted its limit by making contribution to Prime Minister Care Fund, and now it makes certain contribution to Chief Minister Relief Fund, and do not want to treat that as a CSR expenditure. But it is making such contribution because it is of some social obligations within the state. My question is whether I can claim that deduction, whether explanation 2 to section 37 will act as a barrier for claiming that expenditure.
Sir, there are two aspects. One is claim of CSR expenditure under 37(1). Another is claim of CSR expenditure as ATG contribution. Now, so far as ATG contribution is concerned, the provisions are clear that what is whatever you contribute to this specific funds specified in the subsection 2 of ATG, you can claim. But when it comes to CSR expenditure and deduction under 37(1) is when there is a specific prohibition under 37(1) explanation 2 that expenditure in the nature of CSR will not be deemed to be expenditure incurred wholly and exclusively for the purposes of the business, then I am afraid after insertion of these explanation, then from the date of insertion of these, for periods earlier to that, they could have been claimed as a legitimate business expenditure, and there are reported decisions to support our view. But post insertion of this, it cannot be claimed as a business expenditure.
Okay.
So there is one question in chat box. Return in response to notice under 148 could not be filed within 30 days due to lockdown. Can it be filed later on once lockdown is over?
Sir, if you read the ordinance, they have specified they have given a list of specified acts. 8 acts have been specified in that. Income Tax Act 1961 is one of the specified acts. Now, for those specified acts, whatever falls due for complying between 20th March 2020 and 29th June 2020 can be done by 30th June 2020. Now, if you have received a notice under 148 prior to 20 March 2020, for which had to be complied with sometimes in March, sometimes in April or May, as the case may be, that can always be complied by 30th of June because of that specific relaxation which is available to all the acts for making compliance in response to notice, for filing returns, for submissions of reply. That is specifically stated in the ordinance dated 31st of March 2020. There will not be any problem according to me if the compliance is made up to 30th June 2020. Is it understood?
I think, sir, it is understood, sir. So one more person has just asked a similar question, that whether the period of limitations to be extended for notice 148 issued after 31st March 20.
Sir, as I have already stated, that even for department, even for the department, I will just take you to this ordinance wherein this relaxation has been done. See that language I like to read. See, that is section 3 of the ordinance, where any time limit has been specified in or prescribed or notified under the specified act, which includes Income Tax Act, which falls during the period 20th March to 29th June. For completion of any proceeding, pursuing of any order, issuance of any notice. Now, if it is, Sir, आ रहा है अभी?
जी sir.
Yes. Yes.
So if it is issued even after 31st of March until 30th of June 2020, that will be in order. I had already stated in my deliberation that notice under 148 for assessment year 13-14, which could have been issued only up to 31st of March 20. Now, because of this ordinance, such notices can be issued till 30th June 20.
Any other question, Naveen?
Just asking, anybody has any question?
Naveen, if there is no question, we can go for the vote of thanks now.
I think we can wait for 1 minute if somebody has any question.
Nothing is there. Nothing is there.
And I request CA Mayank Agarwal to kindly offer a vote of thanks to SS Gupta ji.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Views Exchange and all the chartered accountants who have attended this conference, I would like to thank Gupta sir for deliberating his opinion on sections 115B, AA, AD and AC, and the recent changes in income tax laws on the relaxations and withdrawal deferments given on account of COVID-19. Sir, thank you so much for enriching our knowledge with your views, which are always so fruitful to us in our day-to-day lives, in our practice. Thank you so much, sir, on behalf of everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Gupta ji.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We are wrapping up the meeting.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. You can clap all. You can clap all for Gupta ji. Thank you to all. Thanks to all.
Thank you. Thank you.